Julian McMahon, stepping out of the shadow to shine on his own. Born into one of the most powerful families in Australia, the son of former Prime Minister William McMahon, Julian McMahon seemed destined for a life of privilege and prestige. But behind the doors of politics and status, a very different story unfolded. That of a boy longing to be seen not as a name or a legacy, but as himself. Julian often spoke about how, despite being raised in luxury, he never felt he truly belonged. While the world expected him to follow in his father's political footsteps, Julian had a different fire burning inside. He loved acting, storytelling, and losing himself in imaginary worlds. The decision to leave law school and pursue modeling and acting wasn't just rebellious, it was his first real act of self-definition. His father disapproved, and the media saw him as the playboy son of a prime minister. But Julian wasn't trying to make headlines. He was just trying to find himself. He began humbly in Sydney, working as a fashion model, before landing roles in local TV shows like Home and Away. The recognition was small, the pay lower, but Julian gave every role his full heart. He studied the craft, watching seasoned actors, practicing expression, memorizing lines not just for memory, but for meaning. He wasn't interested in fame. He wanted to earn respect. In 1990, he left for Los Angeles. It was a bold move. Hollywood doesn't care about who your parents are. It cares about who you are on screen. Julian struggled. He lived in a tiny apartment, went to hundreds of auditions, and faced constant rejection. The pressure to return home was heavy, but he stayed. Not out of pride, but out of purpose. He had something to prove, not to the world, but to himself. His breakthrough came with Profiler in the mid-90s, but it was his role as the conflicted demon Cole Turner in Charmed that truly introduced Julian to the world. As Cole, he wasn't just acting. He was channeling something deeper. Love, darkness, redemption. The complexity of the character mirrored the battles Julian had faced within himself. Fans loved him, critics noticed, and for the first time, he wasn't in anyone's shadow. Then came Nip Tuck, and Julian McMahon became a household name. As Dr. Christian Troy, he portrayed vanity, vulnerability, and broken masculinity with raw intensity. The role earned him Golden Globe nominations and international acclaim. He wasn't just a pretty face, he was a force of emotional depth and versatility. In Hollywood blockbusters like Fantastic Four, Julian took on the role of the infamous Dr. Doom. It was a shift, from tortured heartthrob to commanding villain. But he embraced it. Because for Julian, every role was a chance to explore another corner of the human soul, light or dark. Yet behind the fame, Julian's personal life remained filled with challenges. He went through 2 divorces, he wrestled with loneliness and bouts of depression. In his later years, he was quietly diagnosed with Parkinson's and fought cancer without turning it into a public spectacle. He continued acting even in pain because art was not his job, it was his breath. When Julian passed away on July 2, 2025, at the age of 56, tributes poured in from around the world. Co-stars from Charmed, Nip Tuck, and FBI Most Wanted remembered not just a brilliant actor, but a kind, thoughtful, and humble man. Alyssa Milano wrote, "Julian was magic. He walked into a room and lit it up." Julian's story isn't one of overnight fame or inherited power. It's the story of a man who had everything and gave it up to chase something real. A man who left behind titles, wealth, and comfort to find truth in performance, purpose in struggle, and identity in art. He didn't live in his father's light, he created his own. And in doing so, he showed the world that sometimes the brightest stars are born from the darkest nights. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring stories to come. Thank you for watching.